So I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, how do I lose 50 pounds in like 4 months? And I typically reply, you might not want to do that. I don't tell you don't do it. I just tell you might not want to try to do that. But why would I say that? Roger Super here to help you lose weight and not your lifestyle. And today we're going to be talking about how fast you should actually be losing weight. Now back to the scenario. A lot of people, a lot of the time, every day, every week, they always have these crazy high weight loss goals that they want to achieve. So they want to achieve a big amount of weight loss in a small amount of time. Let me tell you a couple of things here. The first thing is it took you a long time to get to that weight, right? You weren't just born and next year you were 200 pounds. It doesn't really work like that. You gained this weight, a pound, maybe 2 pounds over a long period of time, and now you are where you are, right? You were in high school and you were a certain weight, then college came and you gained a little 15 pounds and then maybe a little more after that. Then you got into your career or your master's program, your PhD, or whatever you got into, and life just kind of started changing for you, right? Now you look in the mirror and it's like, oh my gosh, where does weight come from? You go for your doctor's appointment and you're like, holy crap, when did I get to this weight, right? The second thing I want you to realize is that you're not going to be losing weight for the rest of your life. So what is the rush? I want you to honestly tell me, what is the rush for you to lose weight? Let me ask you a question real quick. If I told you, hey, you are going to lose 50 pounds, you're going to get to the weight goal that you want to see, but I told you it's going to take you 2 years, but all you had to do was start. Would you start, or would you try to find your own way, right? Try to make your own timeline for it. You see the problem there? You're thinking too short term and not too long term. And let me give you a real life example. So I've been training for like 8 years. I've trained well over 1,000 people. Okay. And I've seen the same thing happen over and over and over. So you can take my experience for it, or you can just go do the same thing I'm about to explain to you and come right back here next year 50 pounds later. So what I notice is people will lose a drastic amount of weight. They'll get their results in the 2-3 months, maybe 4 months, whatever. And then they realize that they were super miserable getting to that point. And fast forward a year later, after they got the results, they're right back at square one. And sometimes they're even worse than they were when they got to that point. Now, why is that? Why is that people are trying to get to that next level, but they can't seem to stay at that next level? Well, we're going to hop right into that. So I got a couple of scenarios here that I want to talk to you about. And through this video, you're going to understand how exactly you need to be losing the weight, the speed you need to lose that weight at, and you're going to be able to decide what is going to be comfortable for you. That's what I want you to understand, because there's different body types, there's different weight sizes you're starting from, okay? Somebody really wants to lose 10, somebody wants to lose 50, somebody wants to lose 100. There's a lot of different scenarios we need to talk about here. So we're going to go ahead and bring up the whiteboard of weight loss. Now, I don't want to go real mathy, sciencey with you. I'm just going to give you some, rough ideas. That way we can better understand how to go about this journey. Okay, I could bore you with the science all day, but that's just not me. If you've been following me for a while, I like to make this stuff just make sense. So here we are on the whiteboard of weight loss, and I'm going to give you 2 scenarios. The first one, let's say you are a person who is 150 pounds, right? And we'll say versus somebody who is 250 pounds. So there's a couple things we have to worry about when it comes to our weight loss goals. These are going to be some very rough abbreviations. If you want to get your own pen and paper, you can do that. But one thing to note, let's say the goal for both people is I want to lose 10 pounds in a month. Okay, we'll just put a 10-pound goal right here. All right, I'm using my touchpad here, so it's not like the best, but you get the idea. Just follow along here. So let's say you're a 150-pound person. You want to lose 10 pounds versus you're a 250-pound person and you want to lose 10 pounds in a month, okay? Now, before I even get into this explanation, I want to ask you, which person do you think is going to have a harder time getting to that weight loss goal, right? Which one's going to have an easy time? Somebody has more weight to lose than the other one, all right? And just to make things a little more accurate, let's say this person is, let's say they're 5'7", okay? That'll give you enough information. And we'll just say, let's call it a girl, and this girl is 26. There we go. So for all you people who want to put this stuff into a BMR and kind of get a better idea of what I'm talking about here, you can do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to kind of give you the rough idea. So By the way, BMR, what is your BMR? Well, your BMR is how much calories you burn. Like you see me sitting on this couch, your BMR is how much calories you burn a day just living, okay? So the person over here, their BMR is going to be much lower than the person on the right. Why? Because the person on the right has more mass on their body. They probably have more fat, more muscle, which means overall they are burning way more calories a day just by being who they are. So already you can tell that the person's 250 pounds is going to have an easier time burning off 10 pounds a month because it's just easier for them to burn calories overall. Now, another thing is when you exercise and you don't have as much mass, that means you're not putting out as much power because you don't have as much mass to move when you're doing your different exercises in the gym. What does that mean? That means when you exercise, on average, you're going to burn less calories than the person who is overweight. Okay. Now, for the sake of this argument, let's say the person who is 250 pounds, let's just say that they are a little conditioned so they can actually last through a workout. Okay. Because obviously somebody who's 150 but super in shape versus somebody 250 who's never done work in their life, they're going to have a better time, an easier time burning more calories because, you know, the person who's 250 is not going to last as long if they're not conditioned. So we'll just say that they're conditioned here. Okay. To a certain extent. Now, it's going to be easier for them to burn more calories because there's more weight moving on them, okay? They have to put out more energy to actually move those 250 pounds around. And already this is seeming kind of obvious which person is going to be easier to lose those 10 pounds in a month. Now, let me take it a step further. Which one do you think is more strict? I want you to think about that for a second. So the person who is 150 has to create a large calorie deficit. So how do we actually lose weight? You have calories in versus calories going out. As long as this number is lower than the amount that you have going out, you are going to start losing weight. Got that? So the person here, 150, they burn less with their BMR. They burn less overall with their exercise because they don't have a lot of weight on their body to move. What does that mean? This means that they have to go on a little bit more strict of a regimen with both meal plan and exercise in order to get to that 10 pounds down in a month goal, especially if you're 26 years old, 5'7" and 150 pounds, right? That's gonna be a very, very strict time. So we'll just put S for strict, super strict plan, okay? Somebody who's 250 and they burn a lot of calories already, and they burn a lot of calories also from exercising, it's not a super strict plan they have to be on to lose those 10 pounds, right? Now let's add one more thing here. What are the risks behind losing 10 pounds in a month? Well, for somebody who's 150 pounds, when you're eating less calories and you're exercising a lot to burn a lot more calories, right? And you're also being very strict on yourself. One, it's a lot of psychological stress that goes on with that. Two, the amount of food you can actually eat is less, which means you're getting less calories, probably less fats as well too. What does that mean? You are compromising potentially your immune system. You have you're more prone to injury risk as well, okay? Because you don't have a lot of fuel coming to the body. You're putting a lot of physical stress and strain on your body as well as physiological stress. So the risks are high. You can get sick, okay? You could get injured. I'll just put an I here. You can get injured right here. You could risk losing muscle because you're trying to hop into too deep of a deficit too soon. And also, you're risking your quality of life. We'll just put that QOL. Yeah. You're risking your quality of life. Okay? And that's one of the biggest things. And you hear me preach this all the time. I started the video with it. Roger's Too Fit here to help you lose weight and not your lifestyle. Okay? So how fast should you be losing weight? It depends. So if you are the 26-year-old, 5'7", 150 pounds, male or female, 10 pounds in a month is very, very tough. One, is very strict. So if you are okay with, changing your quality of life, not enjoying certain foods, having to work out maybe 7 days a week, not going out with your friends on the weekends, not being able to eat the things that you actually want to eat, even at certain times, then hey, go ahead and try and lose that 10 pounds in that month. Personally wouldn't recommend it, but you are your own person. You can make that decision. If you are 250 and you want to lose 10 pounds in a month, more than likely it's going to happen. If you dedicate yourself to a pretty decent meal plan and you exercise, then you'll easily lose those 10 pounds because it's a lot more weight for you to lose on the body, okay? Personally, if I was a person who's 150 and I wanted to drop 10 pounds, I would drop those 10 pounds in the course of maybe 2 to 3 months, okay? Why would I do that? It's less strict. I don't have to exercise as much as often. It takes a lot of physical stress off of me. I can enjoy my lifestyle. My friends want to go out to eat, want to go out to date. I can do those things because I'm not on a super duper strict regimen, okay? And I know my BMR isn't super high, so it just makes things a lot easier to incorporate into my regular lifestyle. So I hope that gives you better insight on how fast you should be losing weight. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you sticking around. Check out my Instagram, link in the bio. I have a free fat loss ebook that you can go ahead and grab, and it's gonna really help get you started in weight loss journey if you are just beginning. Other than that, Roger 2 Fit, until the next time, peace.